that you guys can really make out. So I'm going to try to shoot it again. Some things have changed since I shot that first video, which I'm kind of bummed about, but it's okay. Welcome to Covers Corner Suburban Homestead. I'm going to take you around real quick and show you and talk to you about what our plans are, and show you actually some of the changes that we have made already on the new homestead. Like I said, I'm going to show you some of the things that we've already done, what some of our plans are. Now, as with everything else, plans change, so you know. You may hear dogs barking in the background because we do live in a neighborhood still. So anyway, so let's get started. This is the beginnings of our potager garden. This is going to consist of I have 6 4x8 beds down here now. I have some tanks from the old house that are 2x4, and then we're going to be building another wooden bed down here. And that's what this area is going to consist of. It's going to be mostly herbs, tomatoes. I have all my cold weather crops out here right now because it's closer to the house, and peppers, that sort of stuff that I just need to take in a little bit here and there to use in the kitchen. My neighbors are a couple houses down and looking at me like, why is she out there with a camera? Welcome to YouTube, guys. So yeah, that's what this garden is going to consist of. And here comes the neighbor's dog. It's no different than it was at the old place. It's just a bigger yard. I don't think there's ever a day that the wind doesn't blow here in Maryland. It seems a little bit worse out here, but anyway, let's get started. I brought my 2 green stalks with me from the old house. This one I currently have planted. I have some romaine lettuces that I had started inside. Some Marvel of 4 Seasons. I don't know how well you can see down in there. That had started inside. The second level is finished, as I just sowed about a week ago now. The 3rd and 4th levels are peas that I'm going to use for just the pea pods. And then I have some kales down here. I have some red Russian and some dinosaur kale. Tusca, however you pronounce that one. It's dinosaur kale. And then I have my perennials. This is thyme, which I'm going to trim that up and that'll regrow. And I can't remember which this is, to be honest with you. You see Wrigley's running the fence over there because the neighbor's dog's over there teasing him. It is what it is. If it's not the wind, it's the dogs. So this green stalk has nothing in it at the moment. This one is going to be primarily strawberries. I've got some strawberry starts coming. I'm going to pop in there. It's got to be amended yet. I haven't done anything to that one yet. So that's the plans for that. Here are some starts that haven't gone in yet. Still are working on filling the beds down in the other spot. It's my artichokes. They're all hardened off and ready to go. So let's go down here and take a look. So this is, we're going to have about a 32 by 32 foot space here. So basically what you're seeing is the space that we're going to use. We are going to fence it in eventually, just to keep the dogs out of the beds once they're all full. It's going to expand this way too a little bit. We're going to put the herb bed from the old house is going to go into this area here that Shelby's walking through. It's going to go in here. This is all going to be fenced off, but primarily this is just going to be like the herb bed and to keep the dogs out of this area so we don't have to worry about them going back there behind that bush and messing with the furnace and stuff, or the air conditioning unit. Guys, I'm just going to keep talking. I'm sorry, you're going to hear the dog in the background. There's nothing I can do about it, and I want to get this done. These 2 beds are planted out already. They're all my cabbages, broccoli, cauliflower, a couple kale, and a couple Brussels sprouts are actually in this bed. These beds I got off of Amazon. They're 4x8. They're much like the Vigo beds. I don't know if they're going to last as long, but they are a fraction of the price for me, and that's what we're looking at right now because we're just starting everything from scratch out here, including having to fill the beds. So that's what we're doing. These two beds that we filled already, we only put about 6 inches of soil in them, maybe 8. It's up to the top of this. I don't know if you can see that bar, the second bar that goes across right here. Right there, it's about to the top of that, and we didn't pack it down, so that's about how deep we have them, and we'll just amend it every year and add to it. So it's no different than the no dig beds that you don't have to side cut. If you ever watch like Charles Dowdy, if you watch him, that's basically what he did. How he starts his beds is like with 6 inches of soil. He compacts it down, and sometimes he uses wood sides and sometimes he doesn't. So basically that's what we're doing here. There's 6 of these beds, and the fence is going to actually come right to the end of these beds here because that's our septic field over there, and we do have a space that we can use, but we're trying to just stay as far away from it as possible, just, you know, in case there's an issue with the septic ever down the road. Don't want them digging up my garden. These are the tanks. I don't know if you remember, if you were with us at the old house, these are the tanks that we had at the old house. There's nothing in these guys yet, but this weekend there will be. This one needs to be amended. We just got these situated. This is my asparagus bed, and this one needs to be amended yet too. So this is going to have a seating place right here. Still trying to determine what exactly we're going to do for that. It may be a little patio thing. We might do a little, you know, gazebo type thing or something. Definitely going to end up putting either mulch and or pavers down because that does get wet there when it rains a lot. It holds the water. So alright, I'm going to take you out back to, Shelby's going to follow us with her stick. Look at her. She eats everything, you guys. I'm not going to throw the stick, silly. Ouch. She just tried to kneecap me. So anyway, we're going to walk out here to the back. We have 2 huge weeping willow trees out here, and this nice huge pine tree. The weeping willow trees had swings in them when we moved in, so the girls love that about this. You're going to see the pipes in, okay, I'll show you, like these pipes and stakes right here in the ground that Wrigley's sniffing. We are looking at having some work done, and that's just there for a perk test basically to see if we can expand by another bedroom or what route we need to go for the extra work that we're going to have done. I'm hoping that we can get by with what we have and not have to expand the septic, 1 for cost, 2 for, and lose more of my yard, for permanent structures. Yeah, so anyway, that's me being a little stingy. So, back to this. This is where our orchard is going to be, in this area. I know we have pine trees. Pine tree. I know we have weeping willow trees. That bushes, all that mess is coming out. No idea what it is. Brett's been working on it. As you can see, the pile. We had to remove some of it for when they put the fencing in, because all this fencing all the way around the backyard is new when we moved in. We're also going to be removing that bush because it's just a bush. It doesn't do anything. And we'll walk over to that one. That one's removed itself. Basically, we just got to break out the chainsaw and chop it up. This is where the majority of our fruit trees are going to be. We are actually thinking about maybe putting some up towards the front on the other side too, but for right now, the ones that we have on order right now coming in March, yay, today's March 1st, from Stark Brothers, they're going to go back here. So we're going to be working on clearing this stuff out back here. This is an existing pear tree. Hopefully I can just wipe everything out because I shut the camera. I know it's a pear because when we got here last year, there was pears on the tree. It's going to don't think that I'm going to do it all in one season, because I think that would be too detrimental to the tree. It doesn't look like it's ever been pruned. It just has been allowed to grow wild, and you know, it is what it is. As you can see, though, it's already got, or maybe you can see, let me see if I can focus this. Never see if it's focusing, guys. It's got buds on it already. Hoping that's showing up. And it's got old fruit on it. I mean, it's huge. The tree's probably about 20 foot tall easily. If it's not 20 foot tall, I'll be surprised. But it needs like a lot of pruning. So over here is what I'm assuming is a peach tree. I think this tree is pretty much dead. I don't know though. It's got some, I don't know, it's got some life in it, but I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that. Part of me is just take it out and, you know, start over, because it's got so much dead stuff on it. But I don't know, guys. If you have any thoughts on that, drop me some comments on it. If you think I should just leave it one more year, because when we got here last year, there was nothing on this tree. We moved in here in September, and it was bare. There was no leaves or anything on it, so I have no idea. I'm assuming it's a peach tree. It could be another apple tree. I'm not sure. But when we moved in September, this tree had apples on it. So I know definitely it's an apple tree. And again, needs pruning. We don't want any of these crazy branches going up into the middle of the tree as I smack my camera with the branch. You know, there's a lot of pruning to be done. It's got some damage, but it's not fresh. It looks like it's been there for a while. Hopefully I'm not zoomed in on my face these seconds. It did have a couple apples on it last year, but they had that, I don't even know what it's called. It was a spotty rust or something like that on it. So we're going to be spraying and trying to fertilize and see if we can help that this year. So we do have some established fruit trees, and then we'll have some baby ones that we'll be putting in, and have an Asian pear tree, a peach tree, I think a couple apple trees. I can't remember now what. That's sad. I can't remember what I had ordered, but I think we got like 4 or 5 trees coming right now. So, and we're gonna clear the spaces out, like I said. This one that's down over here is gonna come out. So we'll be moving that out. We'll be chopping that up and moving that out. So we'll have space to put another, you know, a tree or 2 over here, and then in that far corner over there, a tree or 2. The great thing, let me step out of the trees here. Come around this way. This is that weeping willow tree that's got both of the swings in it right now. It's an awesome big tree. Hopefully it stays that way. We'll walk around this side. This is our Brett's new workshop. We had that put in after we moved here. Our plan is to have on the back side here create an overhang. We'll probably trim back these branches a little bit. The extra cords of firewood will go back here. This area is going to be, we're not sure how we're going to do the fencing on it yet, but basically from here, from the corner of the shed forward and over to the end of the shed, and I'll walk over there in a little bit, is going to be all my no dig beds out here. So in this space, and you can see, I mean, it's not a super sunny day. It's pretty cloudy right now, but it gets sun the majority of the day in this area. So we're excited about that. It's going to be a lot of work. Obviously, all of this is going to be a lot 3 years to get our garden the size and shape and condition that we wanted it, but we did it. So, and 100% doable. Don't get frustrated. Don't think you have to do it all at once. It is our goal to get these beds up this year. We're going to be following Charles Dowding's how he sets up his no-dig beds, so it's not going to be too much. We already have a lot of the soil purchased in our property. It's just going to be moving it. We have a friend that actually has a tractor that we're going to get his help. He's going to help us move the shed that was here when we bought the property back to this area to become our chicken coop. It was just an empty shed. It's in great shape, so we're going to convert it. It's an 8 by 10, 8 by 12. I can't remember. I think it's 8 by 10. We're going to convert that into our chicken coop, and that's going to set right in this area somewhere. We're not 100% positive. We have on the other side of the dog kennel up there. I'm not sure if you can see it. Fence comes across right there, and there's a corner, and it's our plan to come straight out with the fence right here. Outside the fence will be the coop. Inside the fence will be the run. It gives them a little bit of extra protection. We have hawks. In fact, we had a hawk setting on the limb actually on this tree last week. We have eagles. We have a lot of bald eagles around here. We have foxes. We saw a fox on our property eating the rotten pear out of the tree last fall. So we have them. We have deer everywhere. So we, give them a little bit extra protection. The chickens. It's going to be enclosed. They're not going to free range. We have our dogs too. So, but we are going to do rotational tractors with them during the year, so they can get out like during the summer and that. We have lots of plans. It's going to take a little bit, obviously, but we'll get there. So what we're going to do, this area is going to be converted. You can see the little pond in there. These grasses are going to, this is all going to be inside the enclosure. That crepe myrtle will not. The enclosure will come to this side of the crepe myrtle. But we're going to empty that pond, and I'm going to fill it with sand to make it like a dust bath thing for them. Instead of having to dig it up and remove it and have a big hole there and figure out what to fill in the hole, we're just going to reuse what we have there. Right now it collects frogs. There's a lot of frogs. We are literally like 1 foot above sea level here, so we get it retains water. We have a big river that's not too far from us, so it's a little bit wetter here, but it's okay in spots. So that's what we're planning on doing with that. You can see the pond from this side. But all of this will be enclosed in the chicken run, and it will come. I'll shield you from the dead frogs that are in there, because apparently, and I don't know how many of you didn't realize this, frogs just freeze to death in the winter time. I don't know. There's about 4 of them belly up in there. I don't know. Anyway, so the chicken run will come from on this side of from that fence over there, where the imaginary fence is not there yet. On this side of the crepe myrtle, down the hole, down to about here, and across, and then back to the fence for the primary. Now, eventually, we are planning on, I should say, not the primary, but for the initial. We're eventually planning on enclosing this area here a little bit more, probably out to around those grasses where they end, and making that more chicken run, on top of, like I said, having the portable tractors so that we can move them around in all of this enclosed area, including in the aisles between the beds, the garden beds over on that side. This area we're still planning. It's a raised area, it's mounded. We're actually thinking about putting our compost bins in here. We want them close to the chicken coop for cleaning out the coop, and we want them close to the garden because that's where we're going to use them. That's where we're going to use the end product, right? So that's our plan. So we're going to walk over here. This is the Covers Corner lumber yard. This is all the beds and stuff from the old homestead. The garden that we had there that we took out. As I said the previous the people that purchased it from us, didn't want to have the garden, so we took it all out. So we have all this material to work with, which is great. Less for us to have to purchase. It's a hot mess right now, but it will be all straightened up. This will be right now where all of these lumber piles are, and Shelby is browsing the lumber pile trying to find a stick. Will be our berry patches. We'll have blackberry and raspberry. We have grapes coming. I'm not sure exactly where we're putting them yet. We still have to figure out where the grapes are going to go. This is the herb bed that's going to move over to the potager garden. These, I'm not going to be able to get a very good shot of it, guys, but these Brett got from work. There is this side has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 small spaces like this. Right now they're being used for storage because we moved in September. You know, it was all hands on deck to empty that old garden and bring everything with us. So, and this one has 4. Now he got these. See if I can back up there, guys. Sorry. That one has 4 bins. He got those free from work. He works at a lumber yard, so they were going to throw them out. So we're actually going to repurpose them. We'd originally thought of turning them into raised plant or raised beds, but like that's a lot to fill up. They're probably 3 feet tall, 36 inches easily tall. So what we've decided that we're going to do is we're actually going to repurpose them a little bit. He's going to reconfigure some things, take the fronts off, build them up a little bit more, and make the compost bins with them. So, I think they were going to work great for that. So we're excited about that. Now this space here was a raised bed that they had. It was an existing raised bed. It had a little step up. It's about a 12 by 12 area. Obviously it needs some work. It's missing some boards. There's a board there that's fallen off that side. And lots of weeds. But I'm going to try to reclaim that. Well, I'm going to reclaim it. I'm basically going to just take cardboard. Brett's going to build the sides up and probably build them a little bit taller. So probably a 3rd level on there. We're going to put cardboard down. We're going to put compost on there. And we're going to make that a permanent strawberry bed. So we'll have the green stalk over there with the strawberries, but we're also going to have a bigger patch over here. This gets fairly decent amount of sun during the day. In this area here, somewhere in this area, we're still working with the architect, we're actually going to be building an in-law suite. Brett's parents are going to be with us on property, hopefully by the end of this year. Just depends on how long it takes everybody to get government. You got to hurry up and wait. Which is what the whole septic project is about also. And this will be a 1-bedroom in-law suite for them. So lots of exciting things happening here. Our chicks are coming before we know it. I got my email from Stark Brothers saying that the trees and berries and grapes and all that fun stuff will be here in a few short weeks. Potatoes are coming. We got beds to fill, other beds to lay out. Well, let me show you this. Actually, I forgot one was over there. The gray shed right there is the one that was here when we moved in, and that will become the chicken coop. That's going to be moved over to this area. Neighbor's dog's back out. Sorry. We have a friend that has a tractor that's going to come move that for us, and he's going to move the herb bed because that thing is heavy over to this space for us, and we're going to try to sweet talk him into hauling the compost, that big thing of compost, back to that area where we're going to use it for the beds for us. I'm sure we'll be able to. I'm sure he's a very nice man, so I'm sure he'll help us with that. But anyway, guys, like I said, I was trying to edit the other video, and I was picking pieces out, and I was like, they are not going to be able to hear a darn word I'm saying here and there, but it's not going to make sense. It's going to be so split up. So I wanted to run out here real quick and shoot this video again so I can get that video up for you. So I hope you guys enjoyed the tour. If you're new here, thanks for joining us. Hit that like and subscribe button so that you can follow our journey. If you've been with us from the old homestead, we really appreciate you guys coming back. The best thing that you guys can do for our channel is to like the videos and to share them with anybody that you think may be interested in watching this journey. We are a small homestead. We're just doing what we can for ourselves. Hope you guys have a great day. I'll catch you on the next video.